Hey guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Thursday, the 18th of October. It's a pleasure to be with you today. I'm using the Hermetic Tarot, which is a gift from Erin. Thank you so much, Erin, for sending this to me. The Hermetic Tarot is based upon the esoteric workings of the secret order of the Golden Dawn. Okay, so we've got this thing that we've got in the Thoth Tarot as well. So we've got an example here. The Emperor is the son of the morning. Okay, so let's use this deck. The Golden Dawn and things I'm familiar with a little bit. Like I studied a little bit of that. It's very much to do with Hermeticism, obviously, and magic and rituals and da-da-da. And I think, I could be wrong now, but I don't know if Aleister Crowley was linked to the Golden Dawn. I think he was. They were like this secret school. Oh, this is Godfrey Dowson. Godfrey Dowson's version of this whole thing. Sorry, I was just laughing because I was remembering I used this horrific deck one time called the Heindel deck, and I got this poor lady, she sent me an email afterwards saying, please don't ever use that deck again. It was so traumatic. I hated it. And this deck is likely to elicit that same reaction, judging by the first card that we've got, the Lord of Strife. Nice one. Okay, so we've got the Lord of Strife going on first and foremost. The Two of Swords. Okay. Lord of Peace restored. Nice. And then the Hanged Man. Alright. So, let's see what the cards want us to know here. So, first of all, the Five of Wands does usually mean conflict, and it usually means trivial conflict. In this case, it means totally life and death conflict. I mean, yeah, this is like live or die. We've got Saturn there, and we've got the North Node, so it's tough. It's about striving towards something, striving to achieve your life purpose, even though you're in a situation where you're completely trapped and you're fighting, and there's just no way out. The only way out is to let go and to let yourself fall, and then to rise to the top. So the Lord of Strife is competing against other people. And what I just described, that process of letting go and letting yourself rise to the top, can only happen when you concentrate on your own work, on your own mission, and you relax. You let yourself drop a little bit, and then you continue to focus on doing your best, and you rise, and you will achieve your life purpose. And rather than having conflict, inner conflict with other people, make sure you make this a day about work. If you're retired, do something that really challenges you, that makes you feel like, yeah, you've done a good day's work. I just noticed something else, but it's gone now. Okay. So, yeah. So, oh yes, Saturn also rules Capricorn, and Capricorn is about working. So it's tricky to say, okay, let go and then work. But you have to, working on your own desires and on your own passion projects, that's going to be a way for you to let go and drift down and then be able to move forward. The next card is the Two of Swords, which is the Lord of Peace restored. So we've got the Lord of Strife, and then at the center of the card, so this one beats this one, we've got the Lord of Peace restored. So it's about reconciling, it's about making friends with the people you've had strife with. It's about ending this cycle of competition and hurting each other and ripping each other's claws out because you want to get to the top. So you can reconcile, you can both take your swords and that you can, do you see the hands there? The little hands holding the swords. So one opponent is holding his sword up, the other, then we've got the crescent moons here. Which to me seem kind of, usually in the esoteric, the Wicca kind of symbolism, you've got a full moon, and then you've got a crescent on that side, and you've got a crescent on that side. And here we got two crescents, which to me says a new moon. Some people may disagree with me, but this symbolizes a new moon. They both intend to no longer fight, to have a truce. And from that truce is something beautiful is able to flower. You know, if it's a country, if the two rulers make peace, then the countryside can flourish and blossom and thrive. Here we've got Libra here, the sign of community and overcoming differences. It's like a bridge with a speed bump in it. You're able to overcome the differences that have held you back from each other. It's like a mountain. We're now able to overcome the mountain and see where you are. And sometimes we're seeing things from another person's perspective can feel like a mountain. I have to climb this huge mountain to see it from your perspective, but sometimes that's necessary if you want to make peace. What's also funnily coming to me is a City of Manchester police officer. They have these kind of badges here. So, no more conflict, just peace. And because of that peace, we have the Hanged Man, spirit of the mighty waters. So the Hanged Man is someone who's been hanged. I know, I'm a genius. And his head is on the ground. And we've got all sorts of symbols. We've got spirit pointing down. We've got that Christian symbology. We've got the ankh of life. We've got Poseidon's trident there. We've got this triangle pointing up towards spirit. We've got the tiny spiritual triangle pointing down. We've got a snake biting him. No more stability in the physical world, the end of the physical world, and moving up to spirit. So the Hanged Man is hanged because he's committed some unwise, dreadful act, and he's been punished. He's been branded even. That he should have more balance in his life. Instead of just being a carnal beast, for instance, and being a thief and a criminal, he should have more spirit in his life which guides him and says don't steal and don't, do all of these things. That's why he's being punished by the society he lives in. If you were to turn this around and say, okay, I'm willing to be spiritual, this is kind of bad. It's kind of like, be spiritual or you will be hanged. It's very kind of doom. It's very Old Testament God. It's never like that, and I've never had that from the Hanged Man before. If you embrace all of spirit, you will become structured here on planet Earth, and your life will begin to work, because all of these waves, this water of spirit now waters your life and makes it flourish and become abundant. But I've never liked that approach to spirituality. Believe or else. Jesus Christ is the only way to God. Believe or you're going to burn for eternity. I've never liked that threat. And if you're going to threaten me, then you can go and do one. That's what always put me off with fundamental Christians. It's like, okay, I'd rather fry than listen to 2 more seconds of what you've got to say, okay? I was at a Christian boarding school, not a boarding school, a Christian school teaching as well, and I heard one of the guys addressing the kids. And he said, remember kids, the only way to God is through Jesus. And you can't find any other way. And that's BS. talk about exclusivity or inclusivity at schools. He just dismissed Islam, Sikhism, Hinduism, Buddhism, everything. So ignore that kind of rubbish. The energy today is that you don't have to fight anybody. You can make peace with people, and you can also make peace with yourself, and with this unwillingness to believe and this hatred towards the religion of your childhood, or the Catholic parents who dragged you to mass every day, made you get on your knees and pray to a God that was always punishing you and hating you. If I was brought up like that, I would really be anti-religion and anti-spirituality. And I think that's such a shame that religion has got to a point where it puts modern people off any kind of spirituality. But I think, especially in the last 20 years, with the internet and everything, the way people are communicating, they're finding their own path of spirituality. And I think that's much better, because you've got to find what fits for you. No one likes to be threatened. So, yeah, it's a really good day to, make peace. Be open-minded to and willing to make peace with people and with yourself. Become willing and just say, you know what, I don't believe in God. I'm not particularly interested in believing in God. I'm not particularly interested in a higher power. But if I have to be fine, I'm willing to see if anything's out there. That's enough. Just being willing is enough to get that started. And having a balance between spirituality and the physical realm is great, because then you won't get into situations like this where you're being hanged for something like extortion. If you had a spiritual practice in your life, you would have realized that you don't need to commit crime to make money, because your higher power would have guided you on how to create stability, financial stability, and everything in life. So be a peacemaker today. Be someone who smooths things over, and who doesn't flip out at everything, every perceived slight and every perceived wrong that you've suffered. And just let it go today and really connect to your higher power and make sure that there is a balance there, and that you're not just doing things by your own, and you can have a really, really successful day. 5 and 2 is 7. 19. 1 and 9 is 10. 10 is 1. 1 is about being in charge, being a leader, taking the initiative. So you need to take the initiative to connect with the higher realms, either through meditation or prayer or something like that. That's going to give you the peace of mind and the patience to make peace with people you dislike, to make peace and make a truce with people who've bullied you or made fun of you in the past. That takes strength and that takes backbone. And that way, you'll be able to create more stability for yourself. And by allowing Spirit to help you today, it'll be much easier for Spirit to help you next time, because you've already got a relationship with it now. And then when you have another difficult situation, then it gives you the strength to deal with that. Life is always going to throw problems at us. The difference is whether, as we grow older, we have coping skills and we learn coping skills to deal with the things that are thrown at us, or not. So take the initiative today to include the higher realms into your life today. Invite them in. You'll have a wonderful day that'll allow you to move one step closer to achieving your life purpose. If you'd like a private reading with me, please get in touch with me via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the Readings tab to order your reading. Please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.